I take my attention away from myself and I try to help somebody else in need. Hi guys, welcome to Demi Monday. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's video. Now, there's enormous pressure for us to be perfect in everything we do as human beings, when in reality, we are not perfect within. We are all deeply flawed. I would even go as far as saying, in some ways, we are all broken. Many of us have gone through traumas that have not been addressed or dealt with, yet we put on a brave face every day and we try to conquer the world. We aim high for our dreams and we overcome hurdles. Sometimes we succeed and other times we let ourselves and others down. I'm going to share with you some tips to keep you level-headed through this incredibly demanding journey that is entrepreneurship. Now, number one is don't beat yourself up. I think it's essential to understand that we don't need to be perfect. We don't need to always have all the answers, have everything all together. Yes, of course, hold yourself accountable for your behavior. Have a degree of standard and resolve for the person you wish to be. But don't be so overly critical of yourself to the point where you get stuck in this place of constant negativity and self-loathing. You know that feeling of hopelessness, that deeply sinking feeling that seems like, well, you can no longer see the good in anything that you do. That place is incredibly dangerous. We all have our days where we literally want to cry our eyes out. I have those days and I actually let myself cry. I release those emotions unapologetically. You know, as women, we are incredibly emotional creatures, but you must learn to also self-soothe and to bring yourself out of it as quickly as possible. Not just by lying to yourself that everything is okay, because it may not be okay, but accept it and be okay with it. Instead, just commit to actually doing the work, focusing on the things that will lift your spirit, such as exercise, read a great book on self-development, research about behaviors to understand why you are the way you are. Once you have a little insight into what makes you tick as a human being, then forgive yourself and move on. Keep going. Tip number 2 is stop focusing so much on yourself. Remaining focused on yourself alone can actually have a lot of harm as well. We have problems every day throughout this journey. That will never ever change. The issue we experience only get more and more sophisticated as we advance in our process. Now, I started noticing a few years ago, the more and more progress I made in my journey, the more I saw that things that would have destroyed my self-esteem per se, or confidence, some years back, I can now actually sail through them without being thrown off my game completely. Whenever I find myself backed up against a wall, examining the same issues over and over and over again, I find that shifting my focus away from myself helps a great deal. I take my attention away from myself and I try to help somebody else in need. It can be as simple as calling somebody for a few minutes to talk about them and give a listening ear to them. It can be helping somebody else in need with a challenge that might be experiencing. Yes, you may not be able to solve your own problems immediately, but there's absolutely nothing stopping you from helping somebody else to solve theirs. This is a great way to feed your self-esteem and to remind yourself that you are not the worst person in the world. You're not the most useless person in the world, and that compassion for others will do a great deal in healing for yourself. It reconnects you to humanity again. Let's be honest, entrepreneurship can make us incredibly selfish people. I know it is very isolating. You can get caught up in the cycle of your own problem-solving activities because we are constantly bombarded with problems in business and not enough hours in the day to attack them all. Taking a break from self will go a long way in keeping you balanced with your perspective of everything going on around you. Stay focused, stay grounded. It will help you a great deal. So there you go, guys. I hope that these tips are helpful. And remember, you are doing an incredible job. Take it easy with yourself. Keep going and don't forget to stay safe, guys. Take care. Bye.